Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so we have been doing a very serious uh on the very serious talk on the Abhidhamma, including all the Chitta and Chittasika, so and all the Rupa. So I thought now we are already how many class already? How we have start about few months already. So now it's in the middle. So we go for something more relaxing. That's why we talk about Kamma. Kamma is more relaxing because everybody like to talk about Kamma. Okay. So before talk about Kamma, I like to do one chapter that's on chapter number I call it chapter number 6. Yeah. Okay. Because we need to revise lesson why do we learn Abhidhamma and how does the study of Abhidhamma help to increase the knowledge of Vipassana. That's important because if you study Abhidhamma, what's the point? Okay. Because if you just study Abhidhamma, where I do the sharing first. If you just study Abhidhamma for the sake of learning the numbers, I think most people will feel very boring. After a while, there are so many numbers. You know 52. Okay, then 89, then 1 to 1, then after that 45. All the numbers. What for? Actually, the number is to make sure that you get the ultimate realities exactly like when we say 45 chittas. Okay, because for some of your assignments, some of them manage to get it right. There are 45 chittas that can appear in our daily life. Then they will explain to me in their assignment. So for those not doing the assignment yet, please do it. So we want to finish it, okay? Because we already moved to the next chapter. Okay, now first we need to know that Abhidhamma mentions ultimate realities. So all these are English, all right? So it's better you just remember the Pali term, Paramata Dhamma, okay? Paramata Dhamma. Dhamma means is things or facts here, but here realities. Paramata means the highest. Sometimes we can use the word highest Dhamma or here, or we get the translation ultimate realities is quite nice. Okay. What is the real one? There really exists. There is a Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana. So I like to say the Pali words so you all will familiarize with the Pali. And also after you listen few times, you get the Dhamma also. So there are 4 paramata, Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, and Nibbana. So all the Abhidhamma student, you should all memorize these 4. Basically, Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana. Chitta is the consciousness that knows. Mental factors is the parts of the nama. Okay, so when Chitta arise, then Chetasika will arise together. So we already go through in detail, but not very detailed yet because that is for intermediate level. So at least for this basic level, have studied some Chitta and Chetasika and Rupa 28 and Nibbana. Okay, now why we don't study Nibbana? Because first, it's very difficult to explain about Nibbana, and also no point you discuss so much on Nibbana. You all should practice to understand Nibbana, not just have so much discussion or argument about Nibbana. So what we need to study is Chitta, Chetasika, and Rupa, because these 3 we can find in our normal life. Like now, okay, I have the wish to talk. That's my Chitta. So when I talk, then I have the things like Somanasa if I happy, and then Upeka if I not having a kind of like excited feeling, neutral feeling. So when I say there will be like in Lupa, there will be a vinyati, okay, intimation and so on. Once you know the Paramata Dhamma, then you understand that it goes or maybe they, all right, this go beyond the concept of being, sentient being, I, my properties. Because when you understand Paramata Dhamma, you are no more, your mind no more uh trapped in the concept. Concept means that you identify, oh, this I, this my thing, this my family. Okay, when somebody pass away, you get very sad. Why? Because this person is somebody you know or you love him or her. All right. Okay, later we will study the table also. Therefore, when you study Abhidhamma, you can leave the domain of Sammuti Sacha or Panyati concept and move to the domain of ultimate truth. All right. So now we are talking about truth, all right? There are two kind of truth. One of the things is that samuti. Samuti is we call it conventional truth. Is the truth that everybody accept. Sometimes samuti from the Pali way we can call it something that we agree on. Like you agree, oh, this is my father, this is my mother, this is the teacher. So when you go to classroom, the one speaking is the teacher, and the one listening will be the student. All right. So all these are conventional truth that we need to follow in the society, right? Or all these we call it concept. Even a teacher is namalupa, a monk, a nun also namalupa, all right? A devotee is also namalupa. So we need to leave the concept, leave the domain of samadhi satya and move to the domain of ultimate truth. So when your mind is on the domain of ultimate truth, then it will be easy for one to see the truth during the Vipassana practice. Okay. So for example, we know that when you are doing meditation, all right? So Vipassana teaches us how to do meditation. So like when when we say what is Vipassana, actually is the method, the way to contemplate the ultimate truth that actually given by the Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma gives us facts and information on the Paramata Dhamma and thus reduces and eradicates delusion of self. All right. So in Vipassana time, you don't focus on self because this delusion. You need to focus more on Paramata Dhamma. It's like how's your mind, how's your Cetasika, how's your Rupa, and so on. Normally, we call it the Vipassana is insight meditation and it's based on the four foundation mindfulness, the Satipatthana. All right, so you all know the very famous sutta, Satipatthana Sutta, or there are two, another one called Mahasatipatthana Sutta, which is in a uh, big, with more information. So four foundation is Kaya Nupassana, Vedana Nupassana, Chitta Nupassana, and Dhamma Nupassana. So you all need to familiarize with the Pali also. Kaya, Vedana, Chitta, Dhamma, right? Kaya, Vedana, Chitta, Dhamma. Anusana, pasana means see, all right? The word pasana see. Anu means again. So if you see something again, this means that you are doing contemplation or reflection. So we just use the word contemplation. Kaya is body. So Vedana is feeling. Chitta is the mind. Dhamma here actually is, you can say anything not belong to Kaya, Vedana, Chitta is under the Dhamma. So sometimes we use the word mental object or mind object. So it's actually, it can be a big range of things. Okay, so we go for first one, Kaya. So when we practice insight meditation, you should focus on your breathing. There's a normally most people would do even when they are practicing samatha, they are actually doing the breathing meditation. But actually, breathing meditation is part of the vipassana. Okay, why? Because in a kaya nupassana, you also have the breathing. There's anapana. But the difference is that when you note the breathing, you try to see how it changes, try to see how it arising and passing away. This means that when you note the breathing in and out, and one breathing come, and the breathing can be long or short. The breathing can be very smooth or very heavy or very light or whatever. So you try to see the changes in breathing. Then you are more on the vipassana. But for the samatha, when you see the breathing, you just focus on one point and you just want to get one pointedness, then to get to the jhana. All right. So we call it the purpose or the aim in meditation is different from the samatha and vipassana. Vipassana, you try to see all impermanence so that you can let go faster. So beside this one, you also know the body posture like normally we call it four: sitting, walking, standing, and lying down. And other posture like hand moving, your leg, like for example, leg is shaking, hands moving, or small posture. So we have four big posture and other small posture, and 32 body parts like head, hair, body hair, skeleton, so on, and also decomposition of the corpse. Yeah, I think I left out one. That's four great elements. Okay, so better you all put four great elements: earth, water, fire, wind. Okay, so all these you can practice at Kayanupasana. So you notice that most of these actually is more on lupa, characteristic of lupa. Okay, so you can see this as in Abhidhamma called lupa. Vedana actually is just a feeling. Sometimes you not like we say in Abhidhamma we not or like Somanasa, Domanasa, okay, then Upeka, then you got the Sukha and Dukkha. So you can know all this. So the difference between this, Somanasa is the mind. Domanasa also to do with mind. Upeka also to do with the mind. Sukha is on the good feeling in the body. Dukkha is a bad feeling on the body. So anything, especially when you are doing meditation, you notice that your body pain, aches. So any pleasant feeling. So you cannot five types of feeling according to Abhidhamma. Right. In fact, any feeling, all right? So once you identify any feeling, you just know it is. But why, how do we change from the Kaya Nupassana to Vedana Nupassana? Because when the feeling is strong, you know the feeling. When the body side is more strong, you know the body. If you are doing walking meditation, of course, the body, the leg movement are more strong. But for example, you do walking for a long time, then you feel the feet is very painful, itchy. Then the feeling is more strong. So we should change accordingly. But you don't need to purposely say, oh, this Kaya Nupasana, this Vedana Nupasana. You don't need to do like this, okay? You just know as they are. Chittanupassana. All right. So we already say we have the 80 types, 89 minds. Of course, some are not will not appear to you because if you are not arahant, if you never practice jhana, lupa or alupa jhana, you never get the jhana mind. So normally you cannot the mind that you like for example wandering mind, angry mind, lustful mind, or even like we call it some of the mind like you see something, we call it seeing consciousness and so on. Like you see something, you know, oh, the seeing and so on. Okay. So you cannot add anything here. As long as it's more on the mind. So characteristic of mind is awareness. So when we learn Abhidhamma, we know that there are different types of mind. So it's also good because when the mind arises, oh, you know that, oh, this is a loba mind, right? Or this is a kusala mind, or this is a seeing consciousness and so on. Then Dhammanupassana, they are in category, they are with hindrances, aggregates, six sense base, four noble truths. Okay. And I think there's one Bojanga. And K-A-B, yeah. There's one Bojanga also. Okay. Enlightenment factors. Okay, seven Bojanga. So you can even though actually in Dhammanupassana it's a mixture between the Nama Lupa. Okay. This one normally, why do we put at the back, at the end? Because this is more big category and there are many things to note and sometimes it require more strong mindfulness compared to body. Body is easy to note. Feeling also very easy to note. Chitta also may be easy, but Dhamma is considered more, you need more mindfulness because the categories are big and also there are many things here. All right. So that's more on Vipassana. So in brief, when we say when in meditation, you try to see your own five aggregates, all right? Khandha aggregates. So you got the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana, all right? So Rupa Khandha, Vedana Khandha, Sanya Khandha, Sankhara Khandha, and Vijnana, all right? So material, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. So body, rupa is just like nama rupa, the word body. Vedana is something that experiencing the object. Sanya is marking the object. Like you see, oh, this is a man, this is a woman, this is a blue, this is a red color. Or sometimes you see somebody for first time, then your mind start to memorize. So after you see that person again, you will remember him because the sanya is working or it memorize the things. So we call it marking the object. Sankala actually there are 50 cetasika, right? So I think last time I already explained to you there are 52 cetasika, but one is taken out because Vedana taken out and Sanya taken out. So remaining is only 50 cetasika. And Vijnana Khanda is same with our 89 chittas. All right. So in ultimate reality, Vijnana Khanda is 89 chittas, Vedana 1, Sanya Khanda 1, and also Sankhara Khanda 50. So 1 plus 1 plus 50, you got 52 cetasika. Okay. So in logic, just now we say we have four, four anupassana, and then you can match with the five aggregates. All right. But all this actually we call it in logic only. Okay. Of course, the kaya is can be matched with the rupa. Kaya is body, rupa is material, same. Vedana nupassana can be matched with the Vedana khanda, same. Chitta can match with the vijnana, is same, okay? And how about Dhammanupassana? Dhammanupassana is the remaining one, okay? Those not in the rupa, Vedana, vijnana, you can only remaining to sanya or sankala. Or actually, you can see all aggregates can be Dhammanupassana can be all aggregates because Dhammanupassana includes many Namarupa. Alright, so all aggregates actually can be Dhammanupassana. But all these are just theory. So in meditation, you don't need to go and worry about what is matching what and what. It's just some theory, all right? So in fact, Dhammanupassana means all aggregates on Namarupa, including hindrances, aggregates, sense space, and Four Noble Truth. Okay. Now this is more important. Even when practicing the four foundation of mindfulness, one needs to know the object of meditation, whether it's material or mental. So this means that in meditation time, you at least you need to know, is it nama or is it rupa? But of course, in during the vipassana time, you need to note all the phenomena arising at this current moment, okay, at the present moment, current moment, right? However, using the knowledge of Abhidhamma, one's wisdom can be aroused easily and developed faster, as there is lack of obstruction blockage from the ignorance, right? So first thing is when you practice four foundation of mindfulness, you need to know the object. Very clear. Is it nama or rupa, right? Because if you confuse what is nama, you confuse nama with rupa or rupa with nama. This means that you cannot differentiate what is nama rupa. What is characteristic of nama? Nama means knowing, awareness. The mind knows. The body is actually the rupa is something that to be known. That's all. One is knowing, another one is object to be known. Right. So then you, of course, you need to note anything that arises at that present moment, current moment. But the main thing is when you use the knowledge abhidhamma, you know that, oh, okay, this ignorance, you can identify your own ignorance. Or you can identify this knowledge arise, or you can identify this loba, this desire, or this is the sanya, perception. Okay, so we can note all the cetasika, all right, because we have 52 cetasika. And when the wisdom come out, then you can release from the moha, ignorance. Okay, so there are many contemplation for the rupa, for great elements, six sense-based object. Okay, and then if you consider when you're eating, you can consider our body need to depend on food. Then, for example, you know the condition of the body is Kamma, Chitta, Uddha, Ahara. Right? We need these four conditions. How many conditions? Four. Okay, to maintain our body. So, Kamma, that's why we must talk about Kamma later. Chitta, we already mentioned about 89 Chitta. Utu is a hot and cold. That's why when you are feeling hot, you need to switch on the fan or aircon. Ahara, that's why all the meditation center you go must give you food. If you go to a meditation center, don't provide food, you cannot stay long. You know why? Because you need food as a condition for you to maintain your body. All right. And also the lupa, you can see the Buddha is changing, that's lead to the dukkha and to anatta. Okay, so that's how we contemplate the lupa. Because we've been talking about the lupa, so this is some this point here for great elements, Patawi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. Remember, I tell you all Patawi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. So to remember shortcut, you remember this one: Patawi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. PATV. So your papa watch the TV, all right? So imagine your father always sit in front of TV. So it's Patawi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. Okay. So I hope you all remember the Pali. So four great elements easy. When you feel body heavy, then it's a earth element. Your body feel hot, it's a fire element. When you do breathing meditation, it's a wind element. Then when you sweat, it's the water element. So try to see all this. Six sense base means iron, no tongue, body, and then with the sight, sound, smell, and so on. Okay. Right. So this how we can compare the lupa. All right. And for nama, we complete the chitta, like you got angry mind, jealous mind, sleepy mind, and so on. Then vedana, when you sit down, bitten by mosquito, bitten by ants, or the itchy feeling, or good or bad feeling. And then the mind contemplates same consciousness or any things, okay? So eye consciousness and so on. Why we say six consciousness, six sense consciousness? Because this is functioning all the time, right? You see things, you hear things. So it's very different from this angry mind. Because angry mind is more active in a way. But consciousness, it look very passive because we are receiving all the information all the time. Okay. But this is actually very important because we are operating this all the time. So we should aware how things come into our sense though. Okay. That's finished. So okay, I stop here. So any question up to here? Anybody want to ask something up to this part?
Saiji,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'm Mingxi. Just now we were talking about the the foundations of mindfulness, the four foundations, and
Mm-hmm.
either the Satipatthana Sutta, body feelings, mental, chitta, and then dhamma. Then it's stated in the Satipatthana Sutta that we must contemplate body in the body, feelings in the feeling. Now,
Oh yeah.
what is the meaning of body in the body?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They have the
Thank
few words like this: body in a body, feeling in a feeling, mind in a
you.
mind. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Contemplate body in the body, feeling in the feeling. All right. Okay. Now the body, there are a few things. There one thing is own body. So when you practice meditation, you don't go to contemplate the body of others. Means that you focus internally. All right. Okay. That's one point. Because if you're going to look outside, so you forget. When we say vipassana, what is the meaning of vipassana? Inside. So when you say inside, you should watch inside your body, on feeling, on body, on feeling. So you got body in a body, feeling in a feeling, mind in a mind, and dhamma in a dhamma. So you should contemplate your own self first rather than other people. So this is called internally. Okay. So another meaning is contemplate the body as merely the body, right? Not I, not my. It's not my body. It's not my belong to me. It's just a body. Okay. So this is tell us to go for anatta. Can you follow?
Okay, Saiji. Yeah, okay, now body in the body, we count him lah. That means we are going to see the body. If the body is hot, that means it's the elements that's that
Right.
the heat element is there. Is that how to see it?
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
Okay.
feeling. Then feeling in the feeling.
Same also. Okay. You
Some
contemplate the
also.
feeling in your own feeling. Okay. Means that
Mm,
not others. Okay. And contemplate the feeling as the feeling means it's not I, not my. You go for anatta. All right.
okay. Can I say, okay, if itchiness arises,
Okay.
then
So you
I will,
contemplate as internally. First thing you contemplate all the feeling internally, and you contemplate the feeling as the feeling. It's not my itchiness. It's not
mm,
my body is suffering. All right.
mm,
You just see the
as a
feeling as a feeling. Okay. That's the meaning.
itchiness as a feeling.
Yes. Okay.
Itchiness as a
So
feeling.
you see the sentence
Is it
feeling
like that?
in in the feeling.
The
Okay.
feeling.
This means that it's not okay, not others feeling, right? You can say like this, not
Oh,
other
it's not other
feelings,
people.
or
But in
not my
Vipassana,
feeling, not my feeling. Okay.
not my feeling. Not I
Yes.
am feeling it.
Yes.
Not I am
Yes. It's
feeling
not
it.
my feeling. It's not
Okay.
I'm feeling, and so on. Right. So it's like
Not,
telling you
not.
don't look outside and don't look outside to others, and also don't cling to it. Okay. So people,
Okay.
most of the time, people cling to it. They cling as I and my or my feeling and so on.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Next question. Yeah. Next question. Yes. Because on Saturday, Sunday, we focus more on feeling, we focus more on meditation rather than the more learning. So you all learn on Wednesday for Pali, Friday for this one. Okay. Yes. Next question, please. Yes.
Saji,
Julio,
Puryu
is it?
here. Saji, can
Yes.
you go
Okay.
down to like page? I'm not sure the page, but can you go down? There's one line that you said, Saji, you said, mental, yeah, whether it is mental, the object of meditation, whether it's mental or material.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
Saji, could you please
Yeah.
give an example?
Okay. Well. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. All right. The first step is why we like this because we need to we call it at this point. Okay, we need to develop the first inside knowledge. Do you know what is the first inside knowledge? Anybody? What is the first inside knowledge? It's a nama
Cha?
Discernment of
pa
Nama and Rupa.
paricheda jnana. Okay. The knowledge differentiate the mind and body, right? Because this is the very first important vipassana knowledge that you should develop. If you cannot differentiate what is mind and body, then how are you going to progress further? Because the first one is the very important one. So anytime you must know, okay, this one is mind. This is belong to the material. The material means, or you say belong to the body. Can you follow? All right. Okay. Okay. Next question.
Sorry, I want to ask, you say about this nama rupa, when it arises, we knowing that like we see that is arising some object, so we have to not knowing in that one we must know that it's just like come, I don't know lah, it's just sometimes I meditate it arising, then a lot of different the shape and the don't know how to say about that. So I have to know is I must knowing that the object
Okay, when
that is
you
called
do
rupa
meditation, sometimes you see some light or something. So just ignore things outside your body. What you need to focus is inside your body and inside your mind. That's more important. Okay?
inside my
明白吗？
body and my mind.
Yeah, inside your mind and body, not outside things. Okay. Sometimes when you your mind clear, you might see some light. Sometimes your mind not clear, you might see something very image. All these are kind of like, we call it thoughts coming from the mind, or you see something in the past and it will appear even at your meditation time. Like you maybe see somebody who passed away, then when you meditate, you see that person awake again. You thought he's seeing ghosts, actually not seeing ghosts. Is that you remember your mind, your thoughts go to him already. Okay, can 明白吗? Okay, next question. Okay, no question, all right. Any more? So before I move to the Kamma, right? Why we move to Kamma? Because we need to know more about this one. Okay. 4 conditions for the body. So if we want to really understand about the ultimate truth, which is the Nama Rupa, the Rupa here, we need to know Kamma, which we will study. Chitta, we already learned something about 89. Ahara is very easy, just the food that you eat. Okay, the food that you eat will determine your. For example, if you eat food with very good nutriment, then your mind and body should be very strong. If you are lack of nutriment, then your mind cannot function well. Utu is like very easy. Utu means that the weather. Okay, correct. So chitta, of course, you know. Utu means the weather, or sometimes we call it the heat. Ahara is the food or nutriment. So if the weather is very hot, you don't feel comfortable. You also cannot study well. You also cannot meditate well. So if the weather is too cold, you also don't feel comfortable. So sometimes when you go traveling or you go for pilgrimage to India, make sure you go where at the right season, because in December it can be very cold, or November. Okay. So if you go to a place you don't feel comfortable, you are wasting the money and time. All right. So we need to study this one, Kamma, which we not study yet. Chitta, we already 89 Chitta. Utu is very easy. You can see in your life. Ahara is the food. Okay. So if no question on this chapter is just kind of like try to do a conclusion. Why do we study Abhidhamma? Because if not, why you want to remember so many things? Some people they are afraid of Abhidhamma. Okay. So that's why the one of the Abhidhamma teacher, he actually he asked the student 2 questions. And then if the students be able to answer the question, he said you all pass the Abhidhamma exam. You know what's the 2 question? The first question is, do you like Abhidhamma? Then people say yes. All right. Then the second question is, do you want to study Abhidhamma in the future? Then people say yes. Then okay, if you be able to answer yes for these 2 questions, you pass the Abhidhamma exam. Right? That's the easiest Abhidhamma exam. Okay, no question. We go for next chapter. All right. This is a very simplified notes. Okay. So I do encourage you to tackle the difficult book like this. You find on the page 200. Yeah. On the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma and Abhidhamma handbook of Abhidhamma on the 173 volume 2. Okay. So you all should read by yourself. Okay. This is a handbook of Abhidhamma. Have many important information. So it's 185. Okay. So okay, this one. Try to get the book. The book actually printed in Malaysia, but it's already no more already. My student and some other student, Abhidhamma student, they took all the book until it's out of publication. All right. So should okay, you can see there are many things here. So we hope that one day we'll come for cognitive process. So right now I just skip this chapter because it's difficult one. So we already go for plan assistance. We finished some already. Padi Sandi, okay. Now we are on this one, 142. Okay, and this one. So this comprehensive, this handbook of Abhidhamma. So there are many important and very interesting points. I think you all can study. And I think maybe next week we talk about rebirth, death and rebirth, which is actually very interesting. Okay. All right. So we will study this one. So before that, I will go through the notes here because my notes actually from the Fundamental Abhidhamma, which by Sayadaw Dr. Nandamala, because he was teaching foreigners, so he made the notes simple. And also these notes actually we also learn in my university. Okay. So it's very important to have a right view on karma. Okay. So let me do this one. So okay. Right. So having right view on karma is important as a noble eightfold path. Okay. Why? Because noble eightfold path, we have the right speech, right action, right livelihood. The first one is right view. So beside right view on Vipassana, like seeing arising, passing away, we also need to know about karma. Basically, karma means you do good, you get good result. You do bad, you get bad result. Okay. Now, before we go and study karma, it's also important to study the five natural laws or orders we call niyama in the world. Okay, because not everything is depend on karma, right? For example, if your mango tree does not give fruits to the mango, maybe because lack of nutriment, lack of sun, or too hot, too cold. Okay, so recently I go to one monastery here. They planted the rambutan. Okay, so but their rambutan in the summertime it cannot give any rambutan because in Myanmar in summertime it's very hot, 42 degree. Okay, so not to say every time that belong to karma. So we need to know some other law order that happen. All this we call it happen naturally. All right. So you need to have the idea. We call it acts by itself or happen naturally. Not everything must to do with karma, because if you fall down, is it because of karma or because of something else? All right. Okay, the first thing we call it utu. Like just now we see the word utu. Okay, utu is weather, season, or physical events. Like we call it what is utu? For example, hot and cold, or maybe you go to a winter, and like in Myanmar we have 3 seasons. Right. Right. So in a place that you stay, if the place is very hot, of course you sweat a lot. If the place is very cold, you will feel you just want to wear very thick clothes. Okay. So this is something that happen naturally. So in Myanmar, like in I think also Thai, maybe not Thai. Okay, Thai and Malaysia is quite similar. In Myanmar, we have 3 seasons. So we have the rainy season, like now it's raining every day. It's almost non-stop. Okay. So it continued for 3 months. So you never been a place for raining 3 months. So it's difficult to explain to Malaysian. So when people come to me, when they ask me what is the Malaysia weather, I tell them Malaysia is like raining and stop, raining and stop. So they thought Malaysia has 2 seasons. They thought Malaysia is a hot season and raining season. No, Malaysia is just the tropical season. All right. So this is the weather happen. Okay. Now the next one is called the seed and plant life. So it's very easy, just a gift. Right? So if you plant a mango seed, then what you get is a mango tree in the future. Okay. This is very similar. So if you plant a banana, so you get banana in the future. So if the banana is good species, then you get very good banana, right? So this depend on the seed. So if the seed is very good, then the tree when it grow out will good. But if you plant a very poor seed, then the tree will not have maybe will not give any result in the future. Now the karma, all right. Today we talk karma niyama. Now even the mind. So the mind we call it chitta niyama. It's a lawful sequence of the function of the consciousness. So we call it vijnana. Vijnana is the consciousness. Kiccha is the function. So in the process of cognition. So we call it sometimes we use the word we have another English word called cognitive process, right? So right. Same also. Process of cognition, cognitive process. For example, what is the function here? We already know like seeing consciousness, you see something, then not you see, the mind seeing something, then receiving, investigating, determining, jhana. So all these chitta in the cognitive process. So the Pali word is a VT, I think. Sorry, V. Okay. VT long I short I. Okay. Okay, the VT will run by itself. So you don't need to tell the mind, okay, after seeing, right? Sometimes the VT have another meaning, is a street or track, right? Right. So, okay. So why you call it a row? Because it's like if you see the cognitive process, there are 17. So it's one after another one, another one, another one, like one street or one way. So the process run by itself. So you don't need to tell the mind, okay, after seeing, you must pass the information to receiving. Then after that, determining, then investigating, then jhana. No. The mind run by itself because it has its own law. We call it niyama, means order. So how it process information. So you don't need to tell the mind how to process information, right? For example, now you listen to me. So your mind will start to make the notes, try to listen, try to memorizing. So you don't need to tell the mind how to memorizing, okay? The mind will run by itself because it's been trained already. Now, certain events connected with Dhamma, we call it Dhamma Niyama. So the typical events occurring in the lives of the Buddha, such as when the Buddha was born, he attained enlightenment, then there are miracles like earthquake and so on. So anything that not belong to above, 1, 2, 3, 4, not belong to the Utu, Bija, Kamma, Chitta, Niyama, we can put under Dhamma Niyama. So for example, you turn on the electricity. Okay, so where does the electricity run? Okay, electricity is not under the Utu, it's not under Bija, it's not under Kamma, it's not under Chitta, so it's under the Dhamma. Dhamma here, because we say the word Dhamma, this Dhamma sometimes it has a few meaning like truth or phenomena. It's all right. So it's or things, or we call it facts. All right. So it has many translation. Okay. So anything not belong to the above four are called. So you just need to remember this one because it's very important for you to understand how the world function. So we call it, this is the things that happen in the world. For example, earthquake. So earthquake will be under what? Yeah, maybe due to, you can say under the Utu. Okay, right. And like okay, like solar light you can put under Dhamma. And then when you see something under Chitta, when somebody born clever or born beautiful, is under Kamma. So you plant a mango, so you get a mango. All right. You eat. Let's say you eat a mango, the mango can be sweet or sour. That's under the bija, because the mango has its own flavor and taste like this. Okay. All right. So before I continue, any question up to here? Now we go for Kamma. So before that, any questions? Okay. No. All right. Okay. Now, the law of karma is very important. Okay. Now, the question is, people always talk about this. Who control the karma? Okay. So if you look at this one, who control the utu? Who control the bija? All right. So you can see if we are talking about this law, they happen naturally. Okay. So the question is also who control the karma, right? Karma or karma. So there are two meaning here. Karma is Sanskrit. So in Sanskrit, it's always more difficult to pronounce. So R and M become MM. Kamma. Pali is a very quite dialect. So it try to make things easier to pronounce. So what is a karma means? You do good you get good result. You do bad, you get bad result, right? So what is actually karma? In Chetasika, you have this Chedana, which we translate very different translation like intention, volition, stimulation. Sayadaw Dr. Nandamala prefer the word stimulation. Okay. And then it's translated in the Bhikkhu body as a book as volition. It's translated in the sutta. Sometimes we have the word intention. All right. So sometimes we can call it, you can use it like karma is an intentional in intentional action. All right. This means that if somebody purposely do the action, it creates karma. If he accidentally, let's say if he accidentally kill animals, he walk on the floor and step on the ants. So it does not create karma because there's no intention, there's no volition, there's no stimulation. But if he see the ants, he purposely step on it, then this is called intentional action. So that's create the result. And the next question is, okay, so what is the definition for karma? Karma is intentional action, right? Actually, what is karma is chetana, right? Chetana. And where is karma? All right, where is karma? That's the next very important question. Karma is stored in a mental continuum of being. So to read this one, I think you read another book, you call it The Teaching of the Buddha, okay, by U uh, Venerable U Narada. His book actually has a very good description of karma. All right. So you can find some answer from the like this. Where is karma? Karma is stored in the mental continuum of beings. So this means that at any moment like now, we have the nama lupa runs continuous. So that's called especially the mental, the nama continuous. So it's called mental continuum, where the nama is non-stop at every moment, even when we are sleeping. So the nama is continuous. Your body is lie down there, but your mind is a continuous. So we call it mental continuum. Karma is result are the cause and effect happen in sentient beings. The law of karma is subsistent in its operation. This means that it will operate by itself, right? So ensuring that intentional deeds produce the effects when they are suitable condition, all right? So it's very important. Not all the time the effects, the result. Effects means the result. Not all the time the result will come. It's only when there are suitable conditions. So that's important. So you can put actually this sentence is quite profound. Means it run by itself. A. The first one is it run by itself. Discounting things that it give result. And third one is there need to be suitable conditions. So there are three important facts here. Okay. So maybe I rephrase it because sometimes the English is too difficult. So the first one is okay, run by itself. Second one, give result. Third one is give result when there are suitable condition. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, sometimes in Buddhism we have the word causation system, means there is a cause and effect. Now the thing is in Buddhism, in the Dhamma by Buddha, he teaches multiple causes which give multiple effects. It's not single cause, because like some in India Thai there are many types of idea theory. Some they say system, some they say like others say single cause give to single effect. Okay. Or some they say multiple causes give to single effect, right? Okay. All right. Or some they say maybe you have or something like single cause give to multiple effects. Okay. So there are many different theories here. But in Dhamma, we say multiple causes, there will be multiple effects. That's why, for example, a seed, all right, a seed will grow to sapling and then the tree, but the tree will give multiple results. But for example, you need a seed. Okay, so here, okay, now when you need a seed to grow, what is the condition to be? All right, should ask the Puelio. All right, Puelio, you got the plantation, right? Puelio, what is you need for the seed to grow? Puelio?
You mean the rambutan? Rambutan seed?
Yeah,
Or
anything, yes. What is the factor for the seed to grow?
we need good soil,
Okay, good soil, yes.
water,
Water, yes.
sunlight,
Sunlight, yes.
fertilizer,
And okay,
fertilizer. So
good
whether
soil and
organic
fertilizer
or
is same also, okay. Fertilizer,
okay.
okay. Fertilizer, and what else?
Weeding, do weeding, throw away the weeds.
Okay, that is later. That's a later part.
Oh,
Okay, so
I see.
later you need a weeding. Okay, all right. That's all right. One, two, three, three only. And you need
Attention,
another one. Huh?
the planter's
Attention.
attention. Yeah, take care of the
Okay, take
plants.
care. Okay, okay, take care. All right. So you take care later. But you also need oxygen, right? Don't need later. Okay,
Okay.
later. Okay. Or maybe later lah. Okay. Anyway, you need all these. We call it the multiple causes. And what is the result? The result will be, what is the result? Okay, so the seed will grow to, you will give leaves, flowers, fruits, okay, maybe a stem and so on. So the result are multiple. Okay, multiple causes and multiple result. Okay, so you all sit for a while. I need to turn on the light, the electric come. Okay, yeah, the electric just come. Thank goodness. All right, so you can see a single thing, a seed. All right, you need multiple causes for it to grow. Then the result will be few things later. Okay, so it's same like our karma. Okay, our karma is like this. It's not one result. It's not one cause, not one result. It's seeing multiple causes, multiple result for us to appear. Even for us to appear in a human world. Okay, now this is very important here. Past lives. Okay, we cannot change our past life because it's fixed already. But we can change our life to improve our life to some extent. I would say to some extent because we cannot change everything in this life. For example, I'm short. If I wish I be taller like Puelio. Puelio and her sister are very tall. I also cannot be tall like Puelio, right? So I cannot change because there are something that fixed, but we can change it to some extent. But in future life, yes, we can change. You know why? Because future life not yet come. Okay. Yeah, electric off. Okay. Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So Kamma is not a pessimistic region, no? So because we can change our life to certain extent and future life can be changed, it's not something pessimistic. Me piang baby. Maybe okay. So we cannot say it's a fixed one. So it's not also pessimistic, but it's something we call it, what is karma or what is dhamma? If you say Buddhism is something that realistic, it's something practical. Because you can change our life to some extent, you can change the future life. It's realistic and practical because it teaches us on the natural truth. Okay. So this point important because some people thought that we cannot change our life. Yes, we can improve it. If somebody who has money, he refused to help people, he only want to buy drugs and drink alcohol, of course he will destroy his own life. But if somebody with money, he decided to help people, do charity, he decided to take care of other people, he will be respected by people, he will be loved by many, and of course he will love himself. That's the main thing, no? If we are good to others, we also good to ourselves too. Okay. Now the next one is very important. This one. All right. Doing good deeds will neutralize the bad effects from past karma done in previous lives. All right. If let's say if you believe that in the past you have lots of bad karma, or even in this life, all right. So okay, let's say even in this life there are some bad karma. Okay. But if you can do some good deeds or very strong good deeds, for example, if you really done stealing or do some bad deeds, so do some bad deeds, so you can try to do some good deeds. So you will use the word neutralize, all right? Because there's a one very good example in this sutta. Okay, this is called the discourse of sword crystal. Okay. Lonaka pala. Pala is actually small things. Lonaka is lona should be lonaka. No, lona is a sword. Okay. Kapala is a small thing. Okay. It's a small sword. Just like you put a sword, put some salt. Okay. You put in a cup. The cup only got few very less water. Then the salt is quite a lot. So if the cup is very small, it's a less water, but the salt is a lot, then of course it will be very salty. But if you're going to put the same amount of salt, you can put in a river or ocean. There will be no more effects. So that's how we neutralize it. Okay. It's like a question here in this sutta. You can find this sutta here, Angula 1.258 or the page number 3.101. Okay. If somebody does not have sila samadhi panya, okay, morality, concentration, wisdom, a small evil deed can lead him to hell. But if somebody has sila samadhi panya, he does not need to go to hell because he has lots of good deeds. So this means that if we have done something bad, we have definitely there will be result. We call it karma vipaka. All right. So that's the thing here. Okay, now we talk about the karma. Karma means action. Okay. So the result we call it vipaka. So karma vipaka. So when you do an action, there will be result. So if you do a lot of bad action, there will be a lot of bad vipaka. The only way you can neutralize it or reduce it is just by doing some good deeds. So you will kind of like wash it away, right? And also to be successful in life, we need combination of karma. Not to say everything you must depend on karma. You know? For example, karma give you intelligence, but you don't make effort. Okay, you don't use your knowledge or intelligence to do uh to be successful in this life. So we need karma, effort, intelligence. Just like we call it, if you see the stool, it's a kind of a chair with three-legged one. So if you're missing of one chair, it will fall down. Okay. Right. So this one we will study later. 4 ways of seeing karma: function, order, enlivening, time enlivening, and then place of enlivening. All right. So okay, up to here. Any question? Any question up to here?
Saiji,
Yes.
I mean, see, I always ask question.
Yeah.
Um,
So in Pali time, I should ask you back lah.
I study Pali, but I cannot remember. Okay, never mind. I'll try. Now this one,
Okay.
just now Saiji mentioned that,
Mm.
like the salt, the sutta on the salt, when doing
Mm.
good will neutralize the bad effects.
Mm.
Does it mean that bad or negative karma is no more?
If it's a very light, not
Heavy,
heavy one, heavy like killing father, that's why we'll study
the
later.
5
Why
heinous
heavy?
crimes
Yeah, that one is definitely very heavy. Whereas a small one like killing mosquito, killing ants only,
can be
killing
nullified.
cockroaches. Yeah, let's say you do a lot of charity, you do a dana. So compared to your small killing, so that might be not so important. Okay, so that is why we need to do goods all the time. When we are doing good, we can neutralize um the bad effects. Okay, we call it the vipaka.
Neutralize. You
Yeah. Make it like wash it
you
away lah.
you you use the word neutralize.
Yeah,
So
right.
it can
Because
be
you can read
can be
this
washed
sutta.
away.
This sutta actually is interesting.
Lona Kapala Sutta.
Yeah. Okay, you
Okay.
can try
All
to
right.
go to internet
You
and find
okay.
this.
Except for the 5 heinous crimes
Yeah. Find it, you cannot wash it away. Even the King Ajasa Satu, even
and
though
Mongalana.
yeah, Mokalana is not
Yeah, his
killing.
parents,
Oh
isn't it?
yeah. Those who kill him, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can see this
Okay, I will read.
sutta.
Thank you.
Okay. For
Yes.
example, somebody who do a trivial bad deeds, it lands in hell. Okay. Another person do the same small or trivial bad deeds, experiencing in this present life without even a bit left over, let alone. Okay, what kind of person do a small one and then in hell? Those who haven't developed the same like Jatang Sila Samadipanya. Okay. Okay, now the example, no, you can see this one. Loma pala. One is drop a lump of salt in the small bowl of water. All right. The salt, if you put a lump, is actually quite a lot. The bowl is small. So what you think? The water will be very salty and undrinkable. Yes. Why? Because there's only small water in the bowl. But if you drop the same lump of salt in the Ganges River, all right? Okay. Will the Ganges River become salty and undrinkable? Right? You see the word Lona. Lona is salt. No Hetam Mande, all right? Because the Ganges or river is a vast mass of water. Okay. So that's a simile given. Okay. For example, like those, why somebody who steal $50, 100, all right, is not thrown to jail. Okay. But why somebody steal some small money, he go to jail? Why? Because if that person is poor, with few possession and small wealth, then he will thrown to jail. Okay. But if the person is very rich, all right, he will not be thrown to jail because he steal little bit money only. Okay. That's a result. The one given by Buddha. All right. Okay. And then there's some more example here. Okay. So I really encourage you all to study. If you want to study suttacenter.net. All right. There's a Pali in English. So I'm trying to teach my Pali student, the intermediate level one, the one who studied for some time. Ask them to come to this website. Okay. So we go back to this one. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Next question. All right. Okay. So this means that if you afraid of your bad effects, we call it vipaka. So of course, sometimes we tell lies, sometimes we maybe kill some small things, sometimes maybe we maybe do some gossip or slandering or whatever. But if you don't need to so much worry about that, of course you try to restrain yourself not to do it. But we should always try to do more good deeds because it will neutralize the bad effects. Okay. Because like if you are too much worry on these bad things, it will create more unwholesome state in your mind. So instead of dwell on the things that we had done wrong, so better do more good deeds. And also like this, if you want to be successful in learning, of course the karma will give you intelligence. You have your mind is sharp, but if you are lazy, you don't want to study, and you don't use your knowledge to study well, or you might be born in a rich family, your karma is good, but if you are lazy to do your business, and then you waste your money with associate with stupid people or lazy people, you don't have the knowledge, then we cannot be successful in life. Okay, so we can see all these things in Tipitaka. Like one time the Buddha said a story, a young gentleman, he from a very rich family, but because the father mother afraid that he will feel tired, so they never teach him study, never learn accounting, never learn this and that. So even though he's very rich, he does not have effort. Finally, he associate with a lot of people who just want to use him and use money. At the end, he landed in the street with his wife, having just carry a very cheap bowl, begging for food. Okay, right. Okay, now we are going to this one already. So this one will be right. This one, okay. This according to the Abhidhamma Sangaha, where you learn the Pali and then the translation English and the explanation here. So the explanation here is very nice. You can try to read it. The English actually quite difficult to understand also. All right, so we just learn the first one first by way of function. Okay, there are 4 ways. So you have the first one is function, then order, time, and then the place. Okay, so Janaka, Upatambaka, Upapilaka, Upagataka, Chat Kichawasena. So if you are interested to learn Bali, you should take the opportunity to learn the Bali also, all right? Janaka, right? Sorry. Jahana. Okay. Producer. That's why I call it producing. Producing, producer. Jana. Okay. Then Upatambaka. Upatambaka is a supporting here. You have something that in your karma that produce you as a human, then something that support your life as a human, something that obstruct your human life, so make you not able to enjoy your human life, something that destroy the human life like car accident. All right, so we can think about this way. Okay. Maybe I can invite some of you to read so I don't feel tired. Mingxi, can you read out this one first? This paragraph?
Big Buddhist book. I'm using my hard
Yeah,
copy.
yeah.
This
Okay,
hard
yes.
guide to
Okay.
number 18. Guide to
Yes.
number 18, isn't it? Okay. 4 types
Okay.
of karma. The Pali term Kamma Chatuka, the name of this section means a fourfold division of karma. This section will actually introduce fourfold divisions in all 16 types of karma obtained by applying 4 different methods of analysis. The word karma means literally action or deed. But in the Buddha's teaching, it refers exclusively to volitional action. From a technical standpoint, Kamma denotes wholesome or unwholesome volition, chetana, volition being the factor responsible for action. Thus, the Buddha declares, "It is volition, monks, that I call Kamma, for having willed, one performs an action through body, speech, or mind." Anguttara, is it?
Yes.
663.
Yes. Okay.
All volitional action except that of the Buddha or an Arahant constitutes karma. The Buddhas and the Arahants do not accumulate karma since they have eradicated ignorance and craving, the roots of karma. Nevertheless, even the Buddhas and Arahants are bound to experience the ripening of their past karma as long as their psycho-physical personality persists. That is, until they pass away. Do I continue?
Yes.
The law of karma, karma niyama, is self-subsistent in its operation, ensuring that will deeds produce their effects in accordance with their ethical quality, just as surely as seeds bear fruit in accordance with their species. The direct products of karma are the resultant or vipaka states of consciousness and mental factors that arise when karma finds the right condition to fructify. Karma also produces a distinct type of matter in the organic bodies of living beings called materiality, originating from karma. Karma samyutana rupa. With respect to function, now I continue, is it?
Yeah, finish this
Sanji?
one. Yes,
With
finish this one.
respect to
Yeah.
karma performs different functions, kicca, of which four are mentioned here. Any karma under different circumstances can perform any of several of these functions. By way of function, productive karma, supportive karma, obstructive karma, and destructive karma. By way of ripening, weighty karma, death proximate karma, habitual karma, reserve karma. By time of ripening, immediately effective karma, subsequently effective karma, indefinitely effective karma, and defunct. And by place of ripening, unwholesome karma, sense sphere karma, fine material sphere wholesome karma, and immaterial sphere wholesome karma.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay. All right. So I think it gives you a lot of facts. So the first one we need to learn, actually for those you all need to learn, is learn the Pali first. Okay. Janaka, Upatambaka, Upapilaka. Okay. From the Pali word Tambaka. Tambaka. All right. Support, okay? From this word, support. Upatambaka. You just delete the KA. So you got Upatamba. Support. Upa and tam. Okay? The prefix is actually upa. So even when you learn the Pali, you know the verb also got prefix and then the noun also got prefix like upa. Okay. Then upa pilaka. So you also got the prefix upa here. You can copy and paste. Can sometimes the form is different. Preset upa also. Yeah. This I think from the word pileti. Yeah. Pileti. Pileto. Pileti. Can you see? Pileti means crush or press. Okay. Pileti become upa pilaka. Then the next one is a upa gahata. So it's something that produce, something that support, something that press it or crush it, and then upa gata. Okay. Now this one. Gata is I think this one is gateti, I think. Gateti. Yeah. Oh, this one. I think the word gata is killing. Yeah. All right. Anyway. All right. So I think I will mention here first. The first thing you should know, what is karma? All right. The question is if people ask you what is karma, karma means chetana. By body, speech, and mind. So we can even produce karma not only by body. Normally body is a killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Speech is telling lies and so on. Even the mind can produce karma, all right? So you and the mind have unwholesome thoughts, it produces the karma also. Except Arahant and Buddha, no karma. Because if you see in the dependent origination, there are two roots. The first root is avijja. The second root in the current time is the tanha, craving. Okay, these two. But even the Arahant and Buddha also can experience the karma, because you can see that even the Buddha suffer when the Buddha was going to pass to Mahaparinibbana, he also suffered from the body pain, kind of like diarrhea, and then Buddha was accused of a sexual misconduct and so on. Right? Even the Arahant Moggallana was beaten and killed by many. Okay. And then like just now, the law of karma happened by itself, like the seed going to give result. So we call it the result of karma called vipaka. So as long as there's condition. So the karma bodies, we call it the kamaja rupa, or here karma samutthana rupa. So this one we'll learn next time when we come to rupa again, all right? So okay, now we go for the first one, productive karma. Okay, now. Now, this is a very simple note I get from fundamental of Abhidhamma. Productive karma, it can be wholesome and unwholesome, right? Because wholesome will give the result like human. Okay, so what is wholesome? Wholesome will be result like human, deity. Unwholesome will be like animals, hell being, and so on. Or four woeful state, right? Animals, Direchana, Ashura, or hell being. So that produce rebirth linking in the new life. So that's why I call it productive karma, janaka. And also, it also produce the resultant chitta and cetasika with the karma bond matter in a cause existence. So not only in the new life, but in our cause existence means like now at this time between the birth, rebirth to death. We call it a cause existence. All right. For example, let's say produce rebirth linking. I use the example human here. All right, human. Now, supportive karma. It can be wholesome or unwholesome. They support the productive karma. So called upatambaka. So you are born as a human and you have a very good karma to support you. You are born as very healthy person, right? You're healthy, you'll be able to enjoy your human life. That's a very good karma. But if you got obstructive karma, it can be wholesome and unwholesome. They obstruct the productive karma, upapilaka. For example, you're born as human. You have a good health, but suddenly you become sick. Maybe a strong or cancer or some disease in your body that you cannot enjoy your human life. So it's like obstructive the productive karma. Then you got something called destructive. It can be wholesome and unwholesome that obstruct the weaker karma. All right. For example, we give an example here is like you have productive karma, you're born as a human, you're supposed to live up to the age of 100, but due to the car accident, you die at the age of 45. So it's like destructive, destroy the wholesome karma here. But here is actually later there was some explanation there also, right? Let's say we give another example. If somebody has a productive karma, born as a rebirth linking, as an animal, as a dog, okay? And dog is a unwholesome karma, right? The supportive here is support the dog by let the dog having a ugly look or make the dog feel sick. So that's called supportive karma. But let's say if he has an unwholesome karma of being dog, then the obstructive karma means that it obstruct that unwholesome karma as a dog. He has managed to find a kind owner that give food and shelter. All right. So this is very good because if the animals be able to get protection from the kind owner, So the life is, even as a unwholesome as a dog, the life is better. So maybe after that, due to something, the accidentally dead or something. All right. So we can see this is just a very brief uh, look on how this kicha, we call it function. Okay. How's the function of these things come together? Productive karma, supportive karma, obstructive karma, destructive karma. All right. So productive karma, just take is something especially produce the rebirth thinking, but it also can produce in our existence. No, okay. Let's say something. For example, later the explanation were given there is like as long as it complete the whole this one I'll explain later because it has some other explanation. Okay. So I think we better read the text first. Okay. Now, okay. Somebody can read Pui Liu? So to save my voice. Pui Liu? No around Pui Liu.
Sorry, Saji.
Yeah, can you read this one? Yes. This
Productive,
one.
this
Productive.
supportive,
Yes. Productive.
productive,
Yes. Yes.
productive Janaka karma is wholesome or unwholesome volition, which produces resultant mental states and karma-born materiality, born both at the moment of relinking, both at the moment of rebirth linking and during the course of existence. At the moment of conception, productive karma generates the rebirth linking consciousness and the karma-born types of materiality constituting the physical body of the new being. During the course of existence, it produces other resultant chittas and the continuities of karma-born materiality, such as the sense faculties, sexual determination, and the heart base. Only a karma that has attained the status of a full course of action can perform the function of producing rebirth thinking, but all wholesome and unwholesome karmas without exception can produce results during the course of existence.
Okay. Thank you.
Saji?
Yes. Thank you. Yes. All right. So let's say if we are born as a human, so then during the course of existence means that between the rebirth to death, all right? So now this karma, producing karma, it will produce our eye, ear, nose, okay? So we continue to produce because of course we have eye, ear, nose now, but we need the karma to continue to generate new rupa for the eye, ear, nose, and body and so on. So that's called kamaja rupa. Okay, for example, sense faculties, okay, even like male and female, because sometimes when you talk, when you think about rupa, you thought it's like produced one time. It's not right. It's like every moment there will be new rupa arise. Then when it pass away, another new rupa arise. So our iron nose will be appear, pass away, appear, pass away. It will produce. Okay, so that's the meaning here. Okay, next person, Vira. Yes, can you read this one? Supportive karma.
Okay, thank you, Saji.
Mhm.
Supportive upatambaka karma is karma which does not gain an opportunity to produce its own result, but which, when some other karma is exercising a productive function, supports it either by enabling it to produce its pleasant or painful results over an extended time without obstruction, or by reinforcing the continuum of aggregates produced by another karma. For example, when through the productive functions of wholesome karma, one is reborn as a human being, supportive karma may contribute to the extension of one's lifespan and ensure that one is healthy and well provided with necessities of life. When an unwholesome karma has exercised its productive function by causing a painful disease, other unwholesome karma may support it by preventing medicines from working effectively. thereby prolonging the disease. When the being has been reborn as an animal through the productive force of unwholesome karma, supportive karma may facilitate the ripening of more unwholesome karma, productive or painful results, and may also lead to an extension of the lifespan so that the continuity of unwholesome resultants will endure long.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right. So it's like same with my example here. Let's say somebody born as a dog. So it can support like extend the dog life here. To be born as animal actually is a unwholesome karma, you know. But of course some people thought that born as a dog and cat is a very good because like our children here, sometimes they see the dogs and cat, they think dogs and cat are good because they don't need to go to school. They don't need to study. They don't need to memorize the homework. Okay. So sometimes they think that the dogs are having a good life. Okay. For example, if you go to work, every time you come back, you see the dogs are waiting for you. They have the good food. All right. But actually to born as animal is considered as unwholesome. So the supportive karma will extend the dog's life. Right. Okay. Now we go for the next one. Obstructive. Next person, let's see, Doris. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obstructive upapilaka karma is karma which cannot produce its own result, but nevertheless obstructs and frustrates some other karma, countering its efficacy or shortening the duration of its pleasant or painful result. Even though a productive karma may be strong at the time it is accumulated, an obstructive karma directly opposed to it may counteract it so that it becomes impaired and producing its result. For example, a wholesome karma tending to produce rebirth in a superior plane of existence may be impeded by an obstructive karma so that it generates rebirth in a lower plane. A karma tending to produce rebirth among high families may produce rebirth among low families. Karma tending to longevity may tend towards shortness of life. Karma tending to produce beauty may produce a plain appearance, etc. In the opposite way, an unwholesome karma tending to produce rebirth in the great hells may be counteracted by an obstructive wholesome karma and produce rebirth in the minor hells or among the pitas. During the course of existence, many instances may be found of the operation of obstructive karma. For example, in the human realm, such karma will obstruct the continuum of aggregates produced by karma, facilitating the maturation of karma that results in suffering and causing failures in regard to property and wealth or family and friends, etc. In the lower realms, obstructive karma may counteract the rebirth producing karma, contributing to occasions of ease and happiness.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can look at the example. Let's say somebody born as human, like just now say, so he might be become poor, right? So that's a obstructive karma. So he cannot enjoy the human life because the obstructive make his life. So of course to be born as human is a good karma, but if you are born in a maybe famine place or in a fighting place, you don't have enough food. So this is called obstructive karma. It obstruct your good life. Okay. Okay, next one. All right. So okay, let's go for Bande Aditya. Can you read this one? Destructive karma.
Destructive karma,
Yes.
upagataka, is wholesome or unwholesome karma which supplants other weaker karma, prevents it from ripening, and produces instead its own result. For example, somebody born as a human being may, through his productive karma, have been originally destined for a long lifespan, but a destructive karma may arise and bring about a premature death. At the time of death, at first a sign of a bad destination may appear, by the power of an evil karma, heralding a bad rebirth. But then a good karma may emerge, expel the bad karma, and having caused the sign of a good destination to appear, produce rebirth in a heavenly world. On the other hand, a bad karma may suddenly arise, cut off the productive potential of a good karma, and generate rebirth in a woeful realm. According to Lady Sayadaw, destructive karma can also be responsible for cutting off the efficacy of any of these sense faculties, the ear, eye, etc., causing blindness or deafness, etc., and can also cause sexual mutation.
Okay, continue.
The Vibhavini Tika distinguishes between productive karma and destructive karma on the ground that productive karma produces its result without cutting off the result of some other karma, while destructive karma does so after first cutting off another karma's result. But other teachers cited by the Vibhavini hold that destructive karma does not produce its own result at all. It completely cuts off the result of the other karma, giving still a third karma the opportunity to ripen. Lady Sayadaw gives the example of intentional killing to illustrate how one's karma may exercise all four functions. When one person takes another's life, as long as the volition of killing does not get the opportunity to ripen, it exercises any function among the other three functions. It may support the ripening of other unwholesome karma, or obstruct the ripening of wholesome karma, or cut off entirely the efficacy of wholesome karma. When the act of killing gains the opportunity to ripen, then each volition involved in the act has the power to produce one rebirth in the woeful planes. Thereafter, such volition has no more power to produce rebirth linking. However, such karma can continue to exercise the other three functions, as well as the function to producing results during the course of existence, even for 100,000 aeons or more into the future.
Okay, thank you. Right. So sometimes there are different opinions in the Vinitika, and then Lady Sayadaw is also one of the Abhidhamma teacher, very famous in Myanmar. So they have different opinions about things. All right. So we can actually this kind of text have to read few times because it's a lot of information and not easy. Okay. So anyway, the thing is destructive is something that it really can destroy other karma and even can prevent other weaker karma. Okay. So for example, like just now my example, somebody premature death, okay. And also what's the example here? If somebody supposed to born as human, right? But it may be bring out the premature death, right? This is the example I already given. And so on. Oh yeah, the blind. Okay, somebody born as human and sometimes blind, like all this cut off the function of the eye. Okay, so it's destructive. So anyway, this one action, intentional killing, it might function these four as a productive, supportive, obstructive, and destructive, and so on. Okay, and this you can see it continue to give the result during the existence, even for hundreds of aeons or more to future. This means that any action we do in the past is not finished yet. Alright, let's say we intentionally kill something or kill somebody in the past, and the result will still come in the future, right? Because it will be happen many times. Okay, shall I continue or you want to stop? 1.5 hours already.
Saiji, I have to leave.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we better stop 1.5 hours enough. All right. So, okay. So thanks for joining me. So I hope you're all interested in learning more about karma. So what the main conclusion is that let's say if we had done something bad, so we don't dwell on it because no point. What past is past. Okay? What past is past. We don't dwell on things that we did wrongly or did badly. So we should continue to cultivate good because our good deeds will neutralize the bad effects of the bad karma. That's more important thing, like the Lona Kapala Sutta. Okay, that's more important thing. Instead of trying to think about, oh, I should not do this, I worry about that, I'm breaking my precepts, I'm not a good monk, I'm not a good nun, or I'm not good a lay person. All these are nonsense. We call it nonsense, not important. So we should continue to do good deeds. As long as it's not the very heavy karma, we should be able to neutralize it. Okay, so we will stop here. So may you all enjoy learning the Abhidhamma. So may we share the good merits with our departed ones and with all the sentient beings. May the Abhidhamma knowledge help us to fulfill our Panya Parami, and may we use the Abhidhamma knowledge for us to have a smooth practice in Vipassana. Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so we stop here.